Lately, I've been feeling a little bit off in my art, like when I've been in my studio, that my heart has been somewhere else. And if you've been feeling that too, then this video is your soft place to land. I'm sharing 3 gentle rituals that have really helped me reset and reconnect creatively without any pressure. Welcome back. This is a 4-part series called the Artist Mindset series about motivation, mindset, and momentum. So today's video is part 3. So you can check out the other 2 parts in the playlist and stick around next week for part 4. You know that feeling when you really want to make something and every time you try, it just feels like nothing is clicking? So I've learned to stop judging this and give myself the gentle reset that I need. And these are 3 rituals that I use that have helped me time and time again. So hopefully they can be helpful for you too. We've all hit these moments in our creativity when something just feels off. When you sit down to create and nothing flows, or you can hardly get yourself to get down into your studio or to get into your car to drive to your studio, or whatever your situation looks like, to sit at your kitchen table and get the paint out, the brushes out, and start working. So you end up scrolling instead, or doing other things that are productive around your house, or going out and having a coffee, because your ideas are feeling flat and fuzzy and like they're far away and unattainable at this moment. When I start to feel like that, I try not to push through. I rest. I give myself some gentle, quiet time. In this video, I want to share 3 of my creative reset tips and rituals that have really helped me in times like this. Times when I'm feeling unmotivated, disconnected, and overwhelmed, and maybe they can help you too. So the first one is about lowering the pressure. I start doing something extremely small. For me, it's walking into the studio with a cup of tea and just sitting down. Maybe getting out my paints and just leaving them there, not touching them. Or just organizing my brushes and organizing my desk. What else do I normally do? Sometimes I put some music on my painting playlist and I just listen to it and drink my tea, and maybe that's all I do for the day. Maybe that's all the creativity that I get in. Sometimes I open my laptop and answer some emails because that feels like an easier way to step into getting some work done. The thing that you really need to do is show your nervous system that it's a safe space, whether you're creating or not, and show it that there's no judgment. It doesn't matter, that you belong here regardless. It's not about creating all the time. It's just about re-entering, walking through the doors and getting yourself into the space, because sometimes that is enough to pick up your mood and get you into the creative mode. My second ritual that I like to do is some journaling for some emotional clarity. A lot of the times when we're having a hard time getting into our studio, it is a mental ball game. So I find that journaling and writing creatively is a really great way to get my creativity flowing and get into the thing that's bothering my mind. Sometimes the block is a lot more emotional, and when you journal, you can get that emotion out in a different way than by just sitting and stewing and living in the emotion. You need to process it and move through it. Sometimes you can do that with painting, but sometimes you cannot. Sometimes you have to figure out a different way for doing that. So sometimes I just open my journal and I do a bit of writing, and then maybe I get some colors out and I do a bit of drawing in the journal as well, or I just scribble with a pen a little and just let my creativity flow. Once I've had that opening already, it's so much easier to continue it going. And I just write about what's swirling around in my head, what's bothering me, what is giving me grief. And sometimes I will tear it out of my journal, I'll tear it out of my book, and I'll just scrunch it up, or I'll rip it up into little things, or I'll burn it even if I really feel like it, and really release it and really Make sure that the writing is not tied to any outcome in itself either. And I just get out how I feel, whether it's raw or messy or whatever it is. If I'm crying, whatever, it really doesn't matter. I just know that I need to get it out. And this is a really good way of emptying my brain, emptying my mind, and getting all of that clutter out of the way. It's like taking the curtains down and throwing them in the washing machine and then putting them back up, or getting the duster and just getting the cobwebs out of the corners of the walls. This ritual always reminds me that I don't need to be perfect to be expressive. I don't need to have an outcome to be expressive and creative. I can just be me, and that is creative in so many different ways. And it's a really gentle opening to that. The next thing I like to try to do is a sensory reset. Think of all the scents. You can smell something different. So maybe you could light a candle and smell a different aroma. You could get some essential oils out and smell something different that way. You could go for a walk and smell the flowers or the rain if it's going to be a storm. Anything like that can be a real reboot. So we've got hearing. You could put a playlist on that helps get you into a really happy mood that makes you want to dance and just move the energy out of your body a little bit. Or you could put a really serene and calm playlist on that calms you down. It really grounds you. And talking about grounding, that could be really great too. You could go outside and take your shoes off and just ground yourself with the earth. That can be a really, really great way to de-stress your energy. It's like plugging yourself back in and getting a reboot. It's just grounding with the earth's resonance, and that can be very beneficial as well. You can just change your scenery, go for a walk, go for a drive, do something different, take yourself to a new place that you've never been to before and just change your scenery. That could be very reinvigorating for you. Go for a hike or go for a nice long walk in the bush and just get out of your own space, get out of your four walls that you're living in and just see something different for a few hours. Touch. You could start feeling different surfaces. You can go around for a walk and feel different surfaces. This is kind of like grounding. This sensory way to really focus on the moment that you're in. You are so much more focused on what you're feeling rather than what you're feeling, and that can Sorry, that didn't make sense. You're so much focused on what you're physically feeling rather than what you're mentally feeling, than what you're emotionally or mentally feeling, that it can really help you move past that feeling a little bit. You could go around and feel all things in nature. You could feel different textures in fabrics. There's so many things you could do for that one. I used to find that really helpful actually when my fibro was really bad and I was getting really anxious. I would just go and feel things, and it sounds so simple and so ridiculous, to be honest, now I'm saying it. But it was really helpful actually. So the last one we have is taste. You could go and eat something, taste something you've never tasted before, go and pick up some ice cream if that's going to make you feel good, have a little bit of a sugar rush. You could go and get a coffee or a matcha, or you could go and get a hot chocolate, something that's going to taste good and really make you feel good. Go get a burger and some fries. Just go and fill your stomach. Maybe you'll feel better with a full stomach. Go get a smoothie. Just go and eat something that is something you wouldn't normally eat and taste it and really be in the moment when you're tasting that. Sometimes it's not about what you're doing in the studio. It's about what you're doing outside of the studio. And it's more about feeling, and it's not distracting yourself, but just trying different things and seeing different things and noticing that there's so much good in the world outside of the four walls that you're sitting in that present time. These rituals aren't magic tricks. They're just small, soft invitations to do different things and try something out of your normal routine that can really help reset your mood. They can really help reset your energy and your imagination and your motivation. And they remind you that you don't have to always feel ready to create. You just have to begin with kindness and remember that creativity will be waiting for you there whenever you feel ready for it. Let me know in the comments if there's one thing that I haven't suggested here that you find helpful. I would love to hear about it because maybe it could be helpful to me or anyone else that is listening. Just be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself, and if you have energy today, if you have motivation, go and make something, go and create something that wasn't in this world this morning. And if you don't, that is okay too. I'm sending you so much love. Bye.